nights on repeat. I would break like a twig right under your feet. Don't you say that you didn't want me. You turned me upside down and then
so
you
good.
into my bed and under my skin.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm gonna be making Chuy'S Chicka Chicka Boom Boom Enchiladas. And so every time Will and I go to Chuy'S, this is what I get. They are a chicken enchilada with a super spicy but delicious sauce on top. And I guess the sauce, now that I've looked at this recipe on Pinterest, I guess the sauce is based mostly with tomatillos. And I've actually never cooked with tomatillos before, so I will not post this video unless I find out that this recipe is really good. So don't worry, if you are watching this, this is a fantastic recipe and it tastes just like Chuy'S Chicka Chicka Boom Boom Enchiladas. So if you are interested, keep watching. Okay, I just wanted to preface this by saying I started some chicken in the crock pot about 3 hours ago, and I just put regular chicken breasts with some chicken broth and salt and pepper. And so those should be ready to shred whenever I am ready to put them into the tortillas. Okay, so these are the ingredients I'm using. I got the Fiesta blend cheese, some American cheese blocks from the Walmart deli, 5 tomatillos, which I need to peel and roast real quick. I've got 2 limes. I got some green onions, but it wilted and went bad, so I don't really know if you can eat it like that. So I sent my husband to the store for some more of that. I got 2 serrano peppers, a bunch of cilantro, some corn tortillas, a can of diced green chilies, and I got the fire roasted and peeled. Got some vegetable broth, some salt, and pepper, and that's all you need. Alright, I'm just gonna start out by putting all of my ingredients to the side, except for my tomatillos, and I'm gonna go ahead and peel those. So, I watched a guy on YouTube do this last night, so hopefully that was beneficial for me. So this is what, oh, it's kind of sticky on the inside. This is what he did. It looks like a little baby apple. These are really sticky. I wonder if is that normal? Okay, FYI, tomatillos are like extremely sticky. Okay, we've got the tomatillos cut, and now I need to preheat my oven to broil. And once that preheats, I'm just going to put these in there for 12 minutes until they are kind of blistering. So. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut my limes and juice them. As I'm chopping up this cilantro, I'm just making sure I get all of the little stick parts off. I didn't want too many of those in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that. And then after that, I'm gonna chop up the green onion. And I decided not to make my husband go to the store and get me some more because I realized that we were just gonna throw all of this into a food processor anyway. and it probably won't matter if it's a little wilted. So we're just gonna chop it up and pretend it's not wilted. Here are the tomatillos and the serrano peppers when they got done in the oven. I put them in there for about 12 minutes and I think they got a little overcooked, but that's okay. They ended up being delicious anyways. So we're just gonna add those to the food processor with the cilantro, the green onions, the chilies, and the lime juice, and we're gonna blend that really well. Once I get all of that blended, I'm just gonna add a half cup of vegetable broth and a 1/4 cup of water to a pan and let it simmer. And then once it's simmering, I'm gonna pour in my green mixture and let it come to a boil. Now I'm going to heat this oven back up to 350 so that I can put the tortillas with cheese in. By tortillas with cheese, I mean tortillas with chicken and cheese. I'm going to first oil this baking dish really well, and the reason this dish looks kind of dirty already is because I laid the American cheese blocks in there for a second and they left their crumbs. So anyways, while I was coating the pan with oil, I noticed that the sauce was boiling, so I went ahead and lowered the temperature on that and began adding American cheese to the mixture. And this recipe actually calls for 2 pounds of American cheese, but for me that was a little too much, so I just added in about half that. And the lady who created this recipe, which I'm linking down below by the way, she said a key to this recipe is not cooking the cheese at a high temperature. She said to cook it low and slow so it doesn't develop a gritty texture. And we did not have any trouble with gritty textures, so that was good. And I also don't own a cheese grater, and I was afraid if I stuck blocks of cheese into the sauce, it would take forever to melt. So I just used a knife and cut the cheese into smaller pieces, but I would recommend using a grater to make your life a lot easier. Since I was trying out a new recipe on this night, I didn't want to get too crazy and try to make homemade rice and beans, so I went ahead and got the Knorr's pasta sides, Spanish rice, and then a can of refried beans, and I just heated those up on the stovetop. While the cheese is melting in the sauce, I'm just going to finish filling these tortillas with shredded chicken and Fiesta blend cheese, and once they are all nicely rolled, I'm going to throw them in the oven for about 4 or 5 minutes to melt the cheese a bit, and then I'm going to pull them out, pour the Boom Boom sauce on top, and place them back in the oven for about 10 minutes. And the finished product was almost identical to the original recipe, y'all. The flavor was incredible, and probably the only thing I would do differently is add a little bit less cheese to the sauce, because Will and I like a very spicy flavor when it comes to enchiladas, so the cheese brought it down to a more mild flavor. But it was still a fantastic recipe, and if you love Chuy'S Chicka Chicka Boom Boom enchiladas, This is definitely a must try. It really is a pretty quick and easy recipe. I went ahead and linked the recipe from Pinterest down below just in case you want to try it out. And if you do try it out, tag me so I can see how it turns out. And I promise you guys, you will not be disappointed with this one. It is so delicious. If you liked this video today, make sure to give it a like. And if you are not already subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video. So good.